Hello, and welcome to the Select Characters podcast. My name is Christopher Anderson. I will be your host, and tonight I am joined by two other people. We've swapped out Enrique for somebody else. It's Samuel Yates.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back,
Hi.
me.
Welcome back. This is your first episode of 2017.
I know, it feels so
right?
good, so comfortable to be back here.
All right, it's going to be a good year. Slide on over to Jamie Van Lint.
Hello.
Hello. That was it. All right, cool.
That's all I've got.
Let's just talk about video games, shall we? Sam.
Hey.
You start. What have you played this week?
Sure. This week, played Overwatch more, which is great still. I'm still trying very hard to get better at it and not succeeding. So,
Is it great, though? Really? Truthfully?
I kind of think it is.
Great?
Yeah. It's frustrating, but in a great way. I mean, maybe it's like if I tried to get better and it worked, I wouldn't be playing it anymore. Maybe that's what's going on.
Fair enough. Yeah, this means that you haven't completely figured it out yet.
No, yeah, still very stuck. And like the 2300s, which is where I'm at, is like the level of people with open mics and birds. For some reason, just like a lot of open mics and birds. Didn't know that there were that many bird enthusiasts out there.
I actually belonged to that demographic up until 2 years ago. So
yeah, they all seem to settle around 2300. I never saw any of them when I was down around 2000, and I got up to 24 at one point and didn't really see that many. It's just like 23. That's their domain. That's where they live.
So what do you see with team compositions when you're on that rank? I'm significantly lower than you, so I can't really speak for higher rank play.
It's random. I mean, it really is a crapshoot. Sometimes
all right.
You get people who analyze too much more than they can play, and you get the opposite side, people that play but don't analyze. And there's not. It's rare to get a team where all that stuff meshes together. And what you end up doing is like you'll have somebody in the spawn room still talking about strategy, even though the game's been going on for a minute, and like taking too long to make the decisions that need to be made. And then people who just have the one hero that they play, and that's it.
Yeah, it sounds exactly like the lower ranked games, really.
It's kind of like it's like a big slot machine, you know? And like when it clicks over the right way and you get the people and their favorite hero is the one that this team composition needs and it all clicks into place, it's great, but that seems to happen not as often as I would like it to. So, yeah.
You'll get there, Chipper.
I think so. I mean, I am seeing improvement. It's just very slow and very frustrating, but I still like it. It's still great.
Yeah, the game's got a deceptively high skill ceiling. It's easy to pick up, but very difficult to master.
It very much seems that way, yeah. And I mean, the fact that you're relying on 5 other people makes it so that you don't always have complete control. But the idea that I have and the way I like to think about it is something I read somewhere, which is like 40, 20, 40. So 40% of the games you're just going to lose because of your team, and that's just the way it goes. 40% of the games you're going to win because their team is bad and they have, the trolls picks and all that stuff. And then the games that matter are the 20% in the middle, and that's the games where you could actually swing the balance one way or the other according to your level of play. And your goal is to just maximize the most out of that 20 you can get, like win more games out of that 20. And so it's like a long road and it's a long game probability kind of thing. So I think about it that way, and it helps me kind of shake off the losing streaks and the winning streaks and just kind of focus down and drill into the parts and see how my own play causes us to win or lose certain games. And I realize, okay, I get it. Like, so that system makes the whole thing come together and kind of makes sense to me.
That's a decent approach.
Yeah, and it helps you not get salty, which is very important.
Which is kind of hard with that game.
Oh, very true.
People are angry. People are really angry with that game all the time.
There's still like one gigantic bug in that game that drives me crazy, and I really wish they would fix it.
Which is?
Well, sometimes you make a basketball hoop and nobody acknowledges it.
Wait, but when you do that, confetti just sort of explodes out of the thing.
I know, but sometimes the people on your team don't say anything about it and just act like it never happened. So I really think they need to get a patch to like fix that.
All right then. Something else?
I accidentally watched a YouTube video with that conga song on it, so that was like my whole week.
Conga song?
Yeah, I don't want to elaborate too much unless you sink into the depths with me. It's the one, Come On Shake Your Body Baby Do That Conga, that one.
Oh god, yes.
Yeah. So that's been me. Also, oh dude, this mobile game called Gumballs and Dungeons.
Right.
It's terrible. It's so bad. But there's a lot to it, and I'm still playing that. It's one of those free to play mobile game things, but you go into the dungeons and they're like a series of tiles. Some of the tiles have monsters, some have treasures underneath, and there's like 129 characters and stars like you see in those games, and you want more stars.
Right.
It's fine. I mean, if you're going to play one of those, it seems to be very gentle with the free-to-play mechanics. You don't really have to spend money. And
why is it terrible then?
Because it's just not... I guess it's good for what it is. But it's one of those things I guess I'm appreciating ironically or something.
Like Clash Royale.
Yeah, something... Yeah. But, I mean, it's fine. I mean, check it out if you need something to kill 15 minutes here and there. I think it's really good for that. But definitely not something I would play for long periods of time. But I might just keep it around, keep tapping on it every here and there.
Do you tend to play games on your phone much?
No, not really.
All right. No further questions.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's about my week.
All right. Jamie.
Hello.
Talk to me about video games. Talk to me about Rayman.
I was going to go straight there, you know. I found out I'm in the top 0.5% of players.
Holy
apparently.
shit,
Oh, man.
dude.
Like, in terms of the cup rankings.
That's
pretty impressive.
wow. You're like the best player in the world with a 95% confidence interval.
Yeah. So there's that, I guess. That's keeping me going forward. I think I only need like 330 points now.
Oh,
So how many
man.
days is that?
I'm so proud of you.
Like...
we weren't
come a long
involved
way.
in you playing the game in any way, shape, or form, but we're proud of you regardless.
I feel like you've come on the journey with me, you know. I started off, like, when I first came on here, like, 1,400, I think, ish. So, yeah, I've come a long way. And I'm sort of hitting the final stretch now. I feel like I want to thank my family and all those who believed in me.
And all the hours wasted achieving this completely pointless thing.
Yeah. And the days that I forget to go on and then wake up the next morning and I, like, hate myself.
Like a brutal
be more
cold
disciplined,
sweat.
man.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, that's anywhere between, like, 10 and 15 points that have just completely gone down the drain.
Yeah, that's bad. Don't do that.
It is. I know, it's terrible.
Finish the fucking thing.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to keep on keeping on.
The daily grind, quite literally.
I've been playing a lot of The Binding of Isaac still. Very close to finishing it. I thought I had finished it today because I had the final character, the Lost, that I had to do everything with. And the Lost is this bullshit character that doesn't have any health and has no method of gaining any health.
Okay.
So it's like one hit and you're dead.
That's Iron Man mode, essentially.
Yeah, so your only chance is to get like a few really good items. Like there's an item called the Holy Mantle, which can protect you against a hit of damage. And then there's a couple of items that can randomly, maybe, possibly protect you from a hit.
Right.
So it was a lot of luck-based stuff. And I'd done all of the things that I thought I had to do, but then it turns out that in the DLC, there's loads of shit added that I also have to do in order to achieve the platinum.
Are you in that new DLC? Did you get that?
No, it's not out on consoles yet, the Afterbirth Plus.
Oh, okay.
Thankfully, because that would be extra shit that I've got to do. So I've got to like hurry up and get it done before that comes out and more shit is piled on top of me.
This shit ain't your job.
It sure sounds like
Calm
it, though.
down.
I just get to a point where I've invested so many hours in something like Rayman or The Binding of Isaac where I'm like, well, I have to finish it now.
Yeah, you might as well, right? You've
Like,
come
no
that
matter what
far.
it takes, even if it takes me like another 1,000 hours and I've put like 500 hours into it, even though that's double what I've already put in,
Yeah.
it feels worth it somehow.
You are
you're
a
a
sucker for the
completionist,
sunk
like, through and
costs,
through.
man.
You're a completionist, aren't you?
I guess I am. I try to be.
Never buy Assassin's Creed Unity if you can't take that sort of stuff, because the map is so full of collectibles and stuff that you can't actually see the map.
Oh, well, I've done Assassin's Creed Syndicate recently.
Yeah, that was a lot better with that side stuff.
Yeah, luckily you don't have to collect all of the chests.
No. Well, technically you never had to. So
Yes, you do, Chris. There's a trophy for it. And if there's a trophy, it means you have to.
Are there still feathers?
no,
no
that
more
was
feathers.
just in the second one. It's become chests after the second one, isn't it?
Well, I mean, there's chests, there's helix glitches, there's like a billion different collectibles in every game now.
There's tricolor hats in Unity.
Yeah, there's flowers in Syndicate. There's like letters.
Family coat of arms.
Oh yeah, and then there's like these bullshit puzzles where all you get is like a picture of an area, but there's like a picture of a box, and you can like vaguely see a building in the background.
Yeah,
and then you've got
that's
to
in
use
Black Flag, right?
Well, I haven't played Black Flag actually. Well, I haven't played a lot of Black Flag.
It most definitely is in Black Flag, and I don't remember if it's in any of the other ones, but I don't think it's in any other one.
It's definitely in Syndicate.
In Black Flag, it's just a box and then a picture of the ocean behind it.
Well, yeah, usually. It does fit the theme a bit better with you being a pirate and all that, so you can go treasure hunting.
Yeah, not fun. Like, there's fun collectibles, and then there's that shit. That shit can just go fuck itself.
I'm with you. Yes. Sign me up.
Speaking of big empty maps with nothing to do on them, I've also played some Steep.
That game's terrible.
What a fantastic segue.
I was like so excited for that game. I love snowboarding games and shit like that. So that game looked perfect with like skiing and snowboarding and wingsuits and parachutes.
Yeah, but it's not like SSX.
No.
It's not like an arcade game. It tries to be at least a close to realistic simulation, but they forgot to implement any fun stuff to do in there.
Yeah, they absolutely did. Like, it's just so bland.
Yeah, it is. And it's got a GoPro cam though. That's game of the year every year.
They didn't feel like there was any reason to be doing any of the stuff that I was doing. There didn't seem to be any sort of logical path to do things. It's just sort of like you're on a map and then you've got to go just like find shit to do yourself.
But why?
It's just Ubisoft.
What are you trying to get? I mean, are you trying to get anything like gold medals or?
You're trying to get down the mountain.
Okay.
Yeah, there's gold medals and stuff.
For like new outfits or like an alien with a UFO for a snowboard?
I don't think so. I don't think there's anything.
Just more challenges.
Yeah. And there's like a button. If you press the X button, it doesn't do anything. It just makes your character say something like really twatty.
Like
he was skiing along and I was like, I wonder what the X button does. So I pressed it and the main character's just like, this is our time, our mountain, our freedom.
All right.
Let's go, man. And I'm just like, oh God, what a prick.
That's kind of terrible.
Yeah.
Carve the powder.
Yeah, I seem to remember when they announced it at E3 2015, I think.
Yeah.
I was really excited, like a lot of people, but then I listened to a different gaming podcast and people who were actually at E3 played the game and they came back from playing it saying like, it's nothing, it's really boring, just really, really boring. And 2 years later, it turns out it is actually really fucking boring, so...
It's just the lack of tricks is like one of the major things. It's like the only tricks you can do is turning yourself around in the air.
Oh, I don't
like
want
that's
that.
it.
I don't want that at all.
Like I want to take off of a jump and do like a fucking crazy 360 flip and do backflips and grab onto my board.
Yeah, you
and,
do.
Like,
of course you do.
Do Superman shit. Like I don't want to just like spin 40 degrees.
And you want like a little combo meter at the bottom that gets a little longer with
Yes.
each flip.
Yeah, and if it can play Tricky by Run DMC or something, then even better.
No, none of that. But you know what that game does have, though? You instantly fall off your snowboard or your skis when you even lightly touch rock.
I did discover one mechanic that sort of made it all worth it for me, which is if you get in your wingsuit and stand on top of like a big structure and then just lightly press the analog stick, your character will just jump off and faceplant into the ground and make like a snow angel. That's fucking hilarious for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was just about to say there's no real staying power to that. Yeah, it's too bad that game turned out to be what it is now. It could have been a lot more. It could have been, a really good arcade fun thing you could do with your friends, but...
Yeah, it's like... The game is like a really good alpha.
Yeah, that's what I've been told.
Those games have got to have an arcade injection. Otherwise, I just don't think simulation on its own is one of those things where maybe actually doing it is pretty fun, but not as a video game.
You want to play games like that because they're flashy and you can do a ton of awesome shit in that you won't be able to pull off in real life.
Yeah, like grinding into a backflip on a snowboard.
Oh, there's no grinding.
Oh, there's no grinding.
No, there's no grinding whatsoever.
No, there's a lot of falling off of things, but grinding over them's not in the skill set of that game.
And I don't know whether it's just me that just can't connect with like this generation of games and the shit they're doing, but I've had the same problem with like Steep, Destiny, and The Division, where like I'll be skiing along and I'll see another player. I'm like, oh, awesome, there's like another human player. And then I'll ski over to him and I'll stand there and I'll look at him for a couple of seconds and be like, oh, all right, okay.
Hi?
Okay, cool, see you later. Like, what am I supposed to... I've seen you, but I can do nothing with you. So I'm
right, like the whole infrastructure surrounding the game, it doesn't really feel like it brings anything to the table. It doesn't really add a lot to the experience.
I felt like I might be missing something with Destiny and stuff, because like in Destiny it just felt like the only reason the other people were there is so like there'd be a queue at a computer and we have to just wait for them to finish their objective because they're on the same mission that I'm on.
Well, that is the MMO experience to a T.
And it kind of kills your immersion when you're like, oh shit, I've got to go and do this thing to save the galaxy, and then you go there to do it. And there's another guy who's like waiting for his ghost to analyze a machine because he's doing the same thing.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I don't mind it personally, but I don't think it's very fun, or especially fun either.
If it wanted to be a realistic simulation, then other people could help you get up when you fall over. If it's anything like the time I went snowboarding.
Can't you man a trauma helicopter and just, grab players off the mountain and fell down?
See, these are all great ideas. You could get a playable DLC with the dog with the whiskey barrel around his neck. Saint Bernard, yes. Got it 10 seconds too late.
Wouldn't put it past Ubisoft, actually. But that was it, yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, let's continue talking about Ubisoft games.
Oh no!
Because I've been playing The Division an awful lot. I'm max level now, so I'm actually doing the end game stuff, which in my case means I'm doing the underground stuff and the survival stuff that came to the game in DLC packs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sort of endlessly replayable. The both of them are. The underground thing is like a randomly generated dungeon, essentially, with randomly generated objectives that you need to complete. You can do them alone, or you can do them by yourself with modifiers that give you more points or money once you complete your objectives and stuff.
Are there briefcases?
Yeah, but you don't have to pick them up and put them down somewhere else, which is fantastic. Yeah. The underground stuff's really fun. Like, you can team up with other people and do these, short missions that feel pretty well designed, even though it's all made up of prefab things, essentially. And it's just a fun thing to do, and it's more compelling than I imagined it would be, because I've been playing it an awful lot over the past couple of days. I don't redo any of the missions in the story on a harder mode or something like that. I don't particularly care about that, but I like the underground stuff and the survival too. Survival was in a bunch of games now, really. You've got that H1Z1 stuff that has that survival thing, King of the Hill, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the same thing is now in The Division. You and 25 other players spawn on a different version of the Manhattan map, and the game itself is set like a couple weeks before the events of the main story. So you play one of the people in the first wave, you have to get some, medical intel from the Dark Zone, but in order to get there, you first have to craft all this stuff you can wear once you go into the Dark Zone, so you don't get killed by poisoning or whatever the fuck's going on there. All the while fighting against enemies to get more gear. You have to make sure that you stay warm enough or you'll die of hypothermia, because this version of the map is in a very, very heavy snowstorm. And the first one who gets evacuated wins the match. That one is really cool. It seems like the Division setting is perfect for that kind of game mode. And I think that mode in and of itself has a ton of staying power.
Do you get stuff out of it?
I've never managed to finish an entire one, an entire round by getting myself extracted, so I don't know. But I think you can extract stuff and then use them on your main guy outside of the survival mode.
Okay.
Yeah. You've not played it yet, or?
No, I haven't. That was the part that I've been curious about, is whether it translates to loot in the main game.
Yeah, I think so. Because you can still use the extraction points in the dark zone in survival, so you can still have stuff get ferried out of there.
It sounds really interesting, though. I mean, it sounds fun.
It is pretty good. Yeah, it is pretty good. It's a different experience from what you're used to, and it feels more like what the dark zone actually should be instead of what it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you got the season pass, then it's included in that, so you can give that a go.
I don't think I did. Maybe that's my hurdle, is that I'd actually have to pick it up and stuff. I guess I should see what's up with that character. He's still out there somewhere.
Mm-hmm. I think you'll enjoy the underground thing, because that's just a nice little single player thing that you can do.
Oh God, I wish that would have been there when I was playing it. That sounds perfect for what I ran into at the end of the game.
Yeah, it feels pretty good to play that. And plus, every session is kind of small. So I think it's a max of 20 minutes or something like that. You're usually done quicker, but at the most, you'll be busy doing that for 20 minutes.
It's way better than running the Russian consulate like 50 times.
Oh, yeah. It's a great level and all that, but not 5 times in a row, just to farm a specific gun or something like that. It's just,
Yeah, it's very MMO is what that is.
Yeah, but I still think the MMO features are a bit of a mismatch there, because it doesn't really add anything to the gameplay. I mean, the Dark Zone is really cool, and the survival stuff is really cool, but all the MMO stuff that surrounds that core gameplay, I'm not fully against it, but I'm not with it either,
Sure. Yeah, I totally feel you. I mean, it's like you can't do the full extent of the MMO grind. Maybe like half of it or less of it, but they tried to go all the way with it, and it just doesn't work. Not in that context.
I do get the feeling that the game doles out new gear and weapons an awful lot. Like you see an inordinate amount of orange gear in every single play session. But I don't know, man. The whole grindy aspect of it, like play this mission X times or kill an X number of these people before the end of the day or something like that. I don't really get that. Not a big fan. But the new stuff's pretty cool, so there's that. Did I play anything else? No, actually, I've not played anything else, so there you have it.
Week in video games.
Yeah, I played a lot of games, but I just played the one, really. So, I was at a party a couple of days back, and we played that Town of Salem kind deal, but with werewolves instead of murderers.
Yeah, that's the original. That's how it started. Like when I was telling you about Town of Salem, and I was like, it's like Werewolf. Have you ever played Werewolf? No.
Oh, right.
Yeah, if we could go back into the past and have that conversation again, it would have gone much better.
Yeah, well, I played it now, and it's a lot of fun where you play it with 13 of your best friends, because everybody starts to lie to each other just to see if they could get a rise out of somebody.
Yeah, my best werewolf moment was we were playing, and some kid was just on his phone the whole time. And I was like, well, let's just hang him because he's not helping. And if he is a werewolf, then, that's great. And then he was a werewolf. And I said, what are you texting? Ow.
Yeah, Werewolf's pretty good, man. I like that. I want to play that more.
You play it online anytime. Town of Salem.
Yeah, but it's different when you're in the same room.
It is. It's very, very different and much, much better.
Mm-hmm. That was all for me. So shall we talk about the news?
Yeah, let's talk about the news. Yeah. What's new?
There's this game. You may have heard of it. It's called Tom Clancy's The Division.
Oh, I just heard of that. Not that long ago. Somewhere.
Yeah. The third and final Season 1 DLC is coming out soon-ish. And it introduces a Last Stand mode, which is kind of different from what you've got in the game right now. In short, it is a PvPvE game mode, and it splits 2 teams of 4 players, or it pits 2 teams of 4 players each against each other. One side is Division agents, the other side is Rogue agents, and you have to capture and hold specific parts of the map for for an X amount of time before you win. And they have to try to do the same and try to get you away from the ones that they control and vice versa, right?
Sure.
4 maps based on the Dark Zone layout that's out in the game right now. You will see which map you play on before you actually enter the map, so you can sort of anticipate for that if you've played the map before. You'll be matched with other people based on your gear score and your performance in matches before the one you're matchmaking for right now. So,
that sounds cool, actually.
Yeah, we're not done yet. There's more to this.
There's more?
Yeah. You can play this as a PvP player or a PvE player. The PvE players can run around the map and try to find the familiar landmarks and NPCs because they still walk around. And if you kill them, you get shade tech, and you can use that to unlock temporary boosts for you and your team. The PvP players essentially have to keep the PvE players safe from the other team, and the other team just tries to kick you off their points and stuff. It sounds pretty cool.
That's gonna be awesome. So
it's more objective focused than anything else in that game.
So you kind of have like a VIP on your team in a way.
I guess so. I mean, I guess multiple people could just do PvE stuff, or you could all ignore that and say screw to the bonuses and just try to find the other team and kill them.
Oh, that's gonna be weird but cool.
Mm-hmm. It's got respawning in there as well, so if you get killed, it's not the end, but you will be placed, or you will respawn in a place that is pretty far away from where the fights are happening. So you have to take that into account. And there will be a new ranking system for this mode, especially up to level 40, and you'll get a ton of new gear, all the things that you've come to expect from Endgame, The Division.
Sure, man, I like the direction they're taking this game.
Yeah, you seem to be in the minority on that one. I agree with you. This sounds like a pretty cool thing to have. A lot of people are really angry that this is not a story expansion because for some fucking reason they were anticipating that story to not be over by now.
Oh man, the dude made a virus. The end of story.
Basically, without spoiling major characters or plot points and shit, because that game has 0 to no plot. There's a virus. It's a smallpox virus. It's decimated the entire population of New York apparently, and you have to go, I don't know, kill the dude who did it or something. Nobody gives a flying fuck, except for the people at Ubisoft who took it very seriously, because nothing in that game is self-aware of how stupid its characters and its premise is.
I'd much rather...
They're going to make a movie based on that, starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, just watch the movie, man, if you want more Division story. I want them to take the engine and the game they've made and just do weird shit with it. Like, make a sort of quasi-MOBA. Rock on.
Maybe for season 2, but yeah, I like that this mode is coming to the game. It's more multiplayer stuff, and that's definitely the game's strongest point. The things that you do with other players in the Dark Zone or in missions, that is when the game really shines. And if you've got a good team, then those moments are fantastic. But this sounds like just one more option for people to take if they want to continue playing the Division and keep on progressing. So,
lots of variety in that.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like how they've turned that game around in as much as they have after that abysmal start.
True.
It was pretty bad.
But still, one of our greatest moments of 2016 was
definitely.
Was that abysmal start. So that was something that was perfect for its time and place, and I'm so glad I got to be there. Yeah.
But yeah, I can recommend you check it out again. If you have not, if you're listening to this and you haven't played The Division in a long time, give it another shot. They fixed a lot of the things that were wrong with that game, and they seem to be really open to listening and working with the community. So, I guess you could have worse teams working on your games. I guess. What was next? All right, want to talk about Yooka-Laylee?
Always.
Oh yeah.
It's got multiplayer modes, and they've revealed what the multiplayer modes are. This is from an article I forgot who wrote it. It wasn't me, but this was from an article on TechRaptor talking about this. And it says, multiplayer in Yooka-Laylee will be accessible through the use of 8 different arcade machines. Each of these machines will be hidden throughout the different world and protected by Rextro 64us, one word, a play on both the word retro and retro 64-bit appearance.
Oh, is it?
Apparently. In all of these arcade games, you can either play them on your own, attempting to attain the highest score and top the leaderboard. If you have friends that also want to get in on the action, though, when you play this, can join you for up to 4-player couch co-op stuff. So you don't really see that all that often.
Sweet, man. Awesome. I'm into that.
All right, so here's a list of all the game modes coming. Glaciators is an arena-type game where you have to fight to earn the most quills, whatever that is.
You got to get those quills. Hold on. I want to do a thing where you read the title and me and Jamie try and tell you what kind of game it is.
All right, cool. Kartos Karting.
That's a Mario Kart clone.
Yeah, pretty much. A simple race to get to the finish line first. Blag the Flag.
Capture the flag, right?
Yeah.
But with a flag?
I guess. Gun Let Run.
Side scroller, kind of like Contra.
Shoot 'em up where you need to take out as many enemies as possible. That could be any game, really. Jobstacle Course.
Well,
I've no idea. It doesn't say. It just says Jobstacle Course.
Jobstacle Course sounds awesome.
Yeah, maybe the obstacles are just regular ass jobs that you have to work at until you're 65, and then you can fuck off and die.
Like
somewhere.
make a sandwich, change the oil in a car.
Do your taxes for 2016.
Yeah, build a shelf from IKEA.
All right, the last one is Hurdle Hijinks.
You need the power pad to play that one.
Yeah? What do you say, Jamie?
That sounds wacky. Hijinks are always fun, right?
I guess Jobstacle Course and Hurdle Hijinks are both games that are meant to test the player's platforming abilities, so it's platforming.
Whoever named those should get a promotion.
It is rare, They've always been really good with the titles in their games.
That's true, yeah.
I didn't even know that this game was going to have multiplayer, to be honest. I thought it was just single player.
It's going to be pretty awesome. Do they know anything about a release?
No, it doesn't say. So I don't think they're ready to call a release date yet. But it's been in development for quite a number of years now, right?
Yeah, sure. That Kickstarter, I remember.
2 or 3, maybe.
Yeah, it was a while back. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah, right. I forgot they kickstarted. Yeah. Before we move on, I actually want to hear from you, Sam, what you thought about the Switch info dump we had last week.
Seems good. Seems good. Seems fine. I am very excited. There's a game that's just called ARMS. Can't vouch for the quality of that game, but I sure do love the title.
Yeah. Don't you think that the launch lineup is a bit too small, though?
That's true.
There's not a lot of stuff out there that is particularly remarkable outside of new Mario, which looks a bit weird, and
Mario
Zelda,
looks
which looks
so
awesome.
weird, dude. I don't know what to do about Mario being in the real world.
Yeah, like his cartoony aesthetic is all the more apparent because of the somewhat realistic rendering of the humans.
Yeah.
And what is obviously meant to be like 1950s New York.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. You see him in there with the skyscrapers, and then Jackie Onassis comes strolling by, and you're like, wait a minute, what? Mario? What are you doing?
Yeah, it looks weird. I mean, it's probably fun because most of the time when they make a Mario game, it's usually fun.
Oh, I have no doubt. I mean, it will be probably mechanically excellent, just because it's always been fun to steer that little dude around.
Yeah, exactly.
If I don't think I'm going to pre-order the Switch, but I'll probably get one eventually, and it will never leave the dock. I think that's where I'm sitting right now with all that stuff. It seems cool, seems neat, seems fun. I feel like I would get a value of fun worth, what is it, $300, $400?
Yeah, 300.
Yeah, I think I could get $300 worth of fun out of that thing, but it's not going to be a mobile device in any way for me.
Yeah, that's it. Don't you think that is a bit of a Well, you're spoiling money, essentially. You're not using 50% of the thing for its intended purpose.
But I'm getting 100% of the $300 worth of fun.
No, look, you don't understand. You want to play Skyrim on the go.
I want to play Skyrim on the go.
And Nintendo tell us.
I forgot.
I do like that you saw Skyrim in that first ad that teased the reveal. And then Bethesda had to come out and say, no, nothing's actually confirmed. Skyrim is not confirmed for the Switch. And 3 weeks later, it's coming to the thing.
And also, it's coming to the thing, like, at the end of 2017 or something ridiculous. If I remember,
I think they can endlessly repackage that game for different platforms. People will buy it anyway.
But I mean, why so late though? It seems like they should have Skyrim on it, ready to roll out the door.
Maybe they're downgrading it even more.
It's just like, how much port work does that thing need?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not going to be mod support, so there's that. I mean, it's a given, but it's still a bit of a shame.
Yeah. I really want to play Skyrim on the toilet just because it feels very fitting.
You just get
that game is shit.
Got him.
Fucking hell.
Zelda looks phenomenal, though. I really am going to play that Zelda game. That looks very cool.
Yeah, that Zelda game looks really, really good.
But I'm not dealing with any of their launch shit, man. I'm not dealing with any of their pre-orders and their stock supply and their low stock and trying to find it somewhere. I just don't want any part of that roller coaster.
Well, it wasn't really low stock this time around, right? I think they got 2 million units, and they've all sold them out now in the UK and the US. And 2 million is more than what they had at the launch of the Wii U, by the way.
Not sufficient. Yeah, I mean, I just want to go into a store and buy it whenever I do, or like go online and click it. I don't want to track anything or follow anything or get an email that says, "Hey, it's in stock now." I'm just over all that stuff. Maybe April. I think April will probably be the time I'd pick one up.
Yeah, you're not going to get it at the start.
No rush for me.
What do you think? What did you think about the inclusion of a paid service if you want to play online?
Yeah, that's weird, right? But everybody else is doing that.
I mean, the other big names are doing it.
The other the part where you get the games and then don't get the games anymore is
that's a bit weird, isn't it?
Very not cool.
Yeah. Plus, like we said last week, I don't really trust Nintendo to create an online infrastructure that makes sense.
Sure. I mean, they want to do voice chat with your cell phone.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
It sounds excessively gimmicky again. Like, you've got you've got the Switch. Just make sure it works on the Switch. Make sure that you don't need a different gadget to operate it outside of the gadgets you already have got for it.
Yeah, I'm not way into that, but I don't know. I want to play Zelda. So that's like the largest bullet point that really overrides a lot of the other ones.
I like how they're taking a new approach to the franchise by introducing, crafting and stuff.
Yeah, it seems neat. I mean, what I've seen, it seems good. So lukewarm will buy. So not lukewarm, slightly more warm than lukewarm.
All right, a will buy with a question mark. That is
will buy period. Like definitely will buy.
A will buy eventually.
Yeah, will buy eventually. So not hyper enthusiastic, but into it.
comma,
I think.
Yeah, into it, comma, I think. I'll buy it just to have one because it'll sit next to all the other ones. Like, what am I going to do? Not buy a Nintendo console?
Well, alternatively,
nah.
It is a possibility that is open to you at any time.
I'm not so sure that it is.
All right, well, when you get it, I'm looking forward to hearing how good or how bad that thing is, depending on what it is.
I'll tell you all about that HD Rumble.
And there's no Ethernet port as well, which is
the
weird.
Fuck?
Yeah, Wi-Fi only apparently.
I guess now that's even weirder.
Is that weird? For what is essentially a handheld?
I know, but no, it's not weird.
It's a hybrid, right?
It's not weird for what's
it should have the positives of both and the downsides of neither.
I wouldn't be able to say, but do enough people still use Ethernet?
I do. For the stuff that I need good download speeds on, I use Ethernet. Although I'm not convinced they're that far apart. I think my Wi-Fi might be almost as good. But there's some...
I use Ethernet, yeah.
There's some, what is it, like superstitious part of my brain that thinks that Ethernet goes faster when I'm downloading stuff. And if it's something where I wanted to download games that were like 20, 30 gigs or something, like I want that Ethernet connection.
Yeah, there's less latency. Even if it's just a few milliseconds, you know, when you're playing a game online, especially competitively, you want to get as good a performance out of your connection as you can get. So that's why you go for Ethernet.
Yeah, exactly. I'd have to look that up. I mean, but it's something I feel like at the bedrock of my soul that Ethernet is faster, but I can't prove it.
I think it is. I started doing it because my mate, who's been working in IT for a while, he basically does all my computer stuff around the house here. And when he says Ethernet is the way to go, then Ethernet's the way to go. Plus, when I use the Steam, what's the small fucking...
The link.
Yeah, the link. That's the one. When I use that on Wi-Fi, I get problems like frame skips and stutters and stuff and big input lag. But when I put an Ethernet cable in it, it works fine. I can just stream at 60 frames per second, 1080p, no problem. So, yeah, Ethernet has to be faster.
That's what I think too. But we're both wandering out of our depth here, talking about shit we know nothing about.
Yeah, if we're talking complete and utter shite, then yes, that's exactly what we're doing. We're operating on a hunch here, mostly. Want to do one more?
Let's do one more.
This one's just Schadenfreude, and that's basically it. Remember that stuff with Digital Homicide last year?
Yes.
Well, something happened, and all of it happened really, really quickly. Jim Sterling, the divisive YouTube personality dude and everybody's favorite fat guy, I guess. He's got a series on his channel where he just plays random green light games and just comments on them, and they're usually just him taking the piss out of the game for whatever reason. Usually because the games are really, really fucking terrible. But one of these people, he made the game Art of Stealth. It's a very small game. It had like 18 reviews or something, and then Jim played it on his channel. And the dude got really, really angry with Sterling over what he said. And he has said this on the blog post. He says, Jim Sterling has no respect to software engineers who learned programming in university for 5 years and worked very hard to create a good game. Jim Sterling has also hasn't got self-respect. He is going against YouTube rules and trying to damage a small team, which is new in the industry. He's a pathetic bully, and Jim Sterling calls our work a quote-unquote load of crap. He doesn't respect our attempts to make a good game. He simply makes money by discrediting other people's works. I wonder if this worm can actually write a single line of code. You know, that last bit is a bit dumb, innit? I mean, you don't need to have a full understanding of how something works in order to criticize it, right?
Nope.
I've always hated that argument. There's like people who genuinely use that and say like, well, if you haven't made a movie, then you can't like comment on how good a movie is.
Yeah, that's
Fuck off.
bullshit. It's bullshit. This guy was in contact with YouTube, and he posted a screenshot of that as well. And apparently, because I started reading comments and stuff, right? Apparently, this guy had been busy false flagging people who posted negative comments about his game on his store page, right? He denied this to me personally because I wrote a piece about it and I was in contact with him briefly about that. He denied it vehemently. And then, get this, a couple hours later, Valve removed the game from their store, saying that it was the conduct of the developers breaking community guidelines, and they are terminating their business relationship with the developers. So that was a thing that happened.
Goodbye.
Yeah, Valve actually did some quality control, probably because they didn't want to put themselves in the same kind of situation they were in when the Digital Homicide stuff was current last year.
Why does this keep happening?
I don't know. Like, people don't understand what fair use seems to be, and that is where all this stuff is coming from. Like, Digital Homicide made that mistake as well. They thought that they were in the right, but they forgot that fair use is a thing that exists. And most of the stuff that they wanted, well, everything that they wanted YouTube to take down was protected under fair use. So
I just don't get it. I mean, you make something, you open yourself up to criticism.
Yeah. The moment you start asking money for a product, it is ready to be judged to some extent, right?
Yeah, maybe I don't know, man. Maybe these stories just get attention or something. I don't know.
Yeah, of course they get attention because they are baffling because these people don't seem to understand why the thing that they're claiming has to be taken down is not breaking any rule whatsoever. It's a petty thing, and you won't ever make yourself look good by doing that.
No, you really won't. I've never seen one of these guys come out and say something like that and everybody go, oh, let's get behind the developer.
Right? Yeah. Apparently the developer was a bit of a dick, and the only thing that his DMCA takedown request got him was him being removed from the store itself. So all's well ends well, I guess.
See you later, dude. Good luck.
Yep.
Try again next
Speaking
time.
of seeing people later, I think we've reached the end of this episode. We have fulfilled our contractual obligations for yet another week. And this time, not mere hours before the episode has to go up. So that's pretty good. We did it. We're here. If you want to look us up on social media and stuff, there's links in the description. Pop into our Discord channel. Talk to Sam mostly because he hangs out there. The rest of us sort of forget that we have Discord installed.
Enrique's been killing it over there.
Oh,
Well,
really? Well, there you go.
yeah.
Okay, so 50% gives a fuck about a Discord channel, and 50% just forgets that it exists.
I don't even know how Discord works, so...
I drop in there from time to time, though, just to say hi, but I usually just go right back to forgetting that it was ever a thing. So, I think that was it. Any closing statements you people feel that you should make?
No.
Fuck Steep.
Yeah.
Fuck Steve. That seems fantastic. All right, on that bombshell, it's time to end. We'll see you next week. Thank you for listening.
Bye.